Hello there, my name is Skull. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time we tried to go into the harbour gates, tried to get past Measurehead, but seems that we couldn't. And now we're here at the apartment to see if we can find a way to the harbour gates through here. And we also learned some stuff. So I'm gonna do some investigating in this apartment first of all. Here we got a place. The sea below looks cold winter grey. I'd imagine so. Ooh. A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. Rub your sides for warmth. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to minus 20 degrees Celsius. Her face is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. The plan. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging furniture have been jotted down. Look around yourself. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embezzling the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. Shiver, finished thought. Let's go check where cabinet is. Okay. What's this? Someone's torn down the wall. The fridge. Old grocery list on the table and checks. Nosfad and money. Don't mind if I do. There's the balcony. We can actually ask this woman because there's a smoking balcony. We can ask about his apartment number, see if he knows anything maybe. Because he was there on the roof. He should have seen something maybe if he always smokes there.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Oof. She sees into a dirty handkerchief. That is kind of bad if you're working at bronchitis. This woman's health is failing here. There's not much to do. Not in this damp. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks. You're still worried. It's very worrying.
What you want from me, policeman?
Who are you? I'm no one. Just an old one who cleans these hallways. Do you live here? If you can call it living. She spits on the floor before whipping it off with a broom. I have a little room upstairs, right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet, but I don't complain, no. She juts out her chin, eyes shining. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company, and it's all I need from this world. Damn, that's kind of a little bit saddish, but I guess understandable. And all she gets too. The coastal wind beats down hard. One moment. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door. Outside, splashes of waves make the balcony slippery. I'm looking for Martinez. The cleaning lady smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here, don't you worry. What do you mean? I wasn't joking. Pea-brain, someone played a trick on you. Martinez is a name for anyone from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Reverchol. Oops, you really didn't get the joke there. I thought it was obvious. He stops before he offends you. Anyway, officer, we don't have to witness his name. How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? Know where he lives? Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? She looks at the other end of the hallway. Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tune to talk show and someone taking a shower. What's he in trouble for? No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? Talk! The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath. He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening. Thank you. He turns Deterrents you. Ooh, excuse me. Every time. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony, see if he's home. I have questions about those apartments. Ask away, policeman. Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment? The hell am I supposed to know? The cleaning lady shrugs, her mouth puckered like a dried fig. Another nut job, I assume. She really doesn't like those nut jobs. Bad blood there. Well, why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment? Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls. With how small these rooms are, would you want to break the wall down? I guess so. Is one of the residents on a vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. Okay, that's all. Thanks. She mumbles some kind of response and hacks something into her handkerchief. Well, thanks. I'm off. I don't know the guy lives in the apartment. It's over here. Lock the door. No. I'm not gonna trouble all the residents here. We're not, you know, I'm gonna play that kind of guy. We should check out the balcony though, so let's make our way to the balcony. Wow. Alrighty, so got some things. Our goal right now is we need to get to the other side. So here's the breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Ouch. Heard from the ship just a little. Someone's watching from within. What's this? More money. Hey, we're getting some cash. Just a door. Nothing for you here now. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. This door is apartment number 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. This is the door to apartment 30. Voices from within. Singing along from a boy on a dance track. Excuse me. Door locked. So there's a part number 29, so that's the guy, but I don't... do I feel like I need to talk to him? Let's go check. That's part 29, part 20, that's probably 28. So let's go. Door apartment 28. The door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door. Nope, no one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. We should return tomorrow after we have finished our day's work. How about 21:00? Sounds good? Sounds good. Tomorrow at 9. Tomorrow 21:00. Right here, apartment 28. He writes it down in a little notebook. Good, let's go. Damn, turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in the big apartment building. Oh, don't worry, you'll get him. Still, we need to find a way around here, so like I said, let's see if we can go around the apartment and get to the harbor gates, get to the harbor without having to go to the gates. I don't want to, because I don't want to subscribe to that measured beliefs. I'm sorry guys, I don't want to do that. But we can also like get enough physical strength where we could literally kick the shit out of him. Let's go to the side of the balcony, maybe that might lead us upward. I don't know, I'm trying, so. Plus a tart. Hey up here, piggo. What's there? What's here? 100 tiny feet scurrying between the great threats of the city. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Enough coal lasts for several winters. Smells of chemical. Poor little home labor jeans. Lots of money. There's a guy over here.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Really? Cindy the Skull? Really? Does someone revere me now? Oh god, that's alright. That's interesting. Didn't expect to see that there. We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive.
And here I was, trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. Does that smell coming from that paint bucket? It's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. Does that have fuel oil? He said it's those constants in this bucket. Red dyed heavy fuel oil intends for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise. What did you think I was using, Aquarius? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself, back in Jamrock. She really did it. She's proud of it. You better hand it over. Or what? You'll push me off the ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands? I mean, we're cops, so... Is that bed in the coal room yours? Ooh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal. Really? You're a miner? Oh yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow never happens. She might be a coal miner, maybe. Who knows? But that's kind of odd. Woman working. Sounds pretty dangerous for her, anyway. Don't you have a real home? Does anyone in a city like this? She replies, wistfully looking around. Some nicer job, but I guess it'll have to do. It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. She looks down and looks at the paint dripping down the wall. Like me right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Cool, I have other questions. Shoot, piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? You keep looking up the side. What are you looking at? She nods assailantly toward the woman performing the maintenance on the boat dock next to the pier. Hatred? Disgust? It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. Joyce Messier. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses, "That ozone whore. Someone's gotta keep an eye on her." Who is she? Probably the Wild Pines rep. We will talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have a feeling she will be very cooperative, while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet. Oh, good idea, piggies. Roll along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I like to watch her swim back to ozone. What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. An aerograffito visible from low orbit. She stood at the wall, suddenly pensive. I haven't really started yet. I'm waiting for the right words. So you don't know what to write? Have you ever tried your hand graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like "Pigs go home" and "Mona was here." We rarely see pigs around here, though. Just union cats, and my name's off Mona, so... She wants it to be something through and total. Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is sure severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-of-sized invitation. I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it? Yeah. Actually, I don't have an opinion. I lied. Lying is cool, I guess. She absentmindedly paints a red streak on her left cheek. Do you know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch, pickstain. Go forward and forge in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a sort of people who could talk to us in normal, calm, informative manner. Well, we weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, F.O. So we won't talk about the murder. But maybe you can tell us something about the murderer's victim missing armor. What do I care about some effing tin egg shells? Isn't armor art? Art for the body? Alright, sad pig, I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village's shithole down the coast from the main plaza. She waves her hand in the general westward direction. Have a good time. And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there. No, that's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. I actually don't even know why I told you what I just told you. She looks at you a little sad suddenly. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it. Oh, weakness for police officers, miss. He makes a note in his notebook. Thank you either way. Catch you later, Cindy. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you. Alright, any other way we can maybe this definitely doesn't look like we have any way to get through the harbor gates. More money. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Locked rutty. You can't get in. Well, there's definitely no way we can go through there. Looks like we either leave somewhere else. We can check with that lady there over there. Maybe she could get us to her, maybe? I'm sorry guys if I'm going through like lots of areas where I'm not following upon the gates, but literally I don't. The only way I can get to the harbor gates is if I subscribe to that guy's advanced thoughts, so to speak, and I don't feel like my character would want to do that. Maybe I'm just, and that's my opinion. So inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to be dismantled. Signal's naval coat. More plastic tar. Capside apartments. Capeside apartments. Rue des Saint Ghislain, roundabout north. Start the boat over there. Alright, so we're dead in our tracks again. It's getting snowy, actually. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint Ghislain 33A. The belly of this boat sounds like it was recently painted. Oh, more stuff you can find here. Magnesium. Your room, the whirling isn't much bigger than a sloop. Okay, so let's see maybe if this woman could maybe help us with something. If she's a representative, who knows? A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. The music just changed. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. We'll shake your hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Oh, thank you then.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
No, thank you, Kim. You're a good friend. It happens quicker than a shooting star, but did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat? Why, yes, I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name? The boat? No. It is called Cor de Last 19 because that's the type of stupid it is. The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. And probably everyone's going to comment down below why you're asking about the boat. I don't know, because I want to maybe. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something or someone. How'd you like it? My sloop. I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. I really do think the lieutenant thinks... Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her. Alright, let's stop asking. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. No, good. She takes a sip of her thermal cup. Let's get to the actual investigation. What can you tell me about this lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. Secret has completely interviewed the Wild Pines rep. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. Lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Katsuragi from Precinct 57. Points to you. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have the badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. How curious. She returns to Lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Why is that, detective? Awkward as washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. So, she looks increasingly worried. So are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Yes. I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. Oh dear. She sighs with confusion, saddens even. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Joyce is from lynching. Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutual beneficial agreement. Oh, hold up a second. Hold up. Before I do this. Because I remember that suit we getting to give a suggestion. Maybe I should wear that if this is a red check. Then I'll find something. Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. Of course, she grabs the mainstay and leans to you. Before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about the lynching business, the better for all of us. Thank you. That's all for now. Of course, detective. Take care. Now, before I move on and continue on, I'm gonna put on clothes. It'll give me there we go. Now I know it'll give me a -1 to half-life, but it'll give me plus one suggestion. Hopefully we'll make it easier. Anything else I can maybe wear? Okay, I think I am good for now. Talk to her again.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
About missing badge. I'm afraid I can't say any more until you've taken care of formal protocol. How do I negotiate my way out of this? Let's hope I roll good. Yes! She's a negotiator. Just float a flavor at her. Insinuate. Well, sure, there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. I'll be frank with you. She puts down her thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. They're profiting from this trade. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or, she picks it back up, you can recover your badge, though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective. The lieutenant closes his notebook. A word in private before we continue. Excuse a moment, madame. Leave. Well, looks like he wants a little private conversation.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, detective.
Lieutenant's voice is hushed. How'd you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and, you know, not volunteer us to be a henchman. Oh, so we're henchmen now. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost an investigation. What do you propose, that we don't investigate drug trafficking? No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, you could claim we're siding with the Union, or it we're on the take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. He adjusts the glasses. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. We could just, you know, find my badge. Oh, he nods soundly. That would be fantastic. But do we have time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it. I'm sure you will, detective. Let's get back to her then. Yeah, well, we were literally screwed from the start, so...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay. Okay. Okay, tell me about this alleged drug trafficking. Oh, it's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Sumerian Isola into Ravatrol with the Union's blessing. With Wild Pines, it's suspected for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Met and dextroamphetamine? Forgot the name right there. GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Let me get this straight. Those materials come from Samara to Ravatrol through to Terminal? Yes, after they clear the Terminal we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here. Wild Pine seems to be well apprised, the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say that the Union also produces the product? Sells the drugs, I mean? We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no, as far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. And you want us to investigate? Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everard and the Dockworkers Union. Still, she raises her bony wing finger, every chain has its weak link. And we're going to need bulk cutters for this? Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they distribute to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp, but in transit they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. Why did you come to the RCM earlier? We did on more than one occasion. Apparently there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence. Well, she smiles and points toward the roundabout. Here's your chance, officers. It's not convinced these lorries are stranded there like that, is it? No, we asked East Motor Track to raise a drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, she paused looking to see. Hold on a moment, just checking something. Alright, took speed. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade community, they have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. She looks north. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachon. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the wary. Well, at least this solves one mystery. What was that, Lieutenant? Why, I had to call East Motortract and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I wonder since I drove in. I'm on my motor carriage. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kutsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity, I'm sure you understand. And what proof do you have that the Union is involved? How do you think they're financing the strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers doing strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide her for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with source greed for drugs? Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who'll open up to you. It sounds like she tried looking into herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in. Okay, let's discuss something else for now. So I'm gonna, for now, this is a good point to save the game, I feel like, but also, crap. We're not getting into harbor for now, and I want to leave that for another time. Actually, we can do the. So there's a whole drug trafficking problem going on, and we need to figure out what's going on. And honestly, as much as I want to continue to speak to her, I think the best option we need right now is we need to get to harbor gates, and we haven't found a way into harbor gates. And I think the only way we'll be able to get in, probably, is either by finding another way around, or we subscribe to Measurehead's teachings, or punch him in the face. So this is going to be a little bit of a problem. But I think the best option we have, and the only one, is subscribing to Measurehead. As much as I know Kim's gonna hate me for this, this is the best option we have. Or maybe not, actually, hold up. I'm gonna load back to the autosave. I'm gonna try something actually, because there's one thing she hasn't told us yet. She has a strike. We can ask about the strike. Maybe there's another way we can enter the harbor gates? Maybe?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
What can you tell me about this strike? Everything, she smiles. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. Well, what is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 220 meter races that emit blocking the gates. Oh, you mean Measurehead? Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. She leans back and rolls her eyes. So the strike is connected to the lynching. Hers now. Yes, I believe there's a connection, but that's a subject for later. She is resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You have to earn her trust first. How were the talks going before lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I preferred to do these things on site, like the RCM. Looks at his notes. But the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gamont hit the wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gamont despite the concessions he granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike. Oh, heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and medical plan. This time the demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. What happened to this Gamont? Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? She pauses to compose herself. F off, midget. Gamont is short of stature, you see. Okay then. Yes, keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before and who was more than fair with him and the union. What are the demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board. I like it. Then you might also like their other slogan, Demand Democracy. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker a member of the board. What exactly do they mean by that, though? What's the demand? It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of the 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also the kings of the 72,000 employees of the Wild Pines group. That's pretty funny, I have to admit. Oh, they are having a blast, but how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side mockery, but there's been no follow-up. Just the same nonsensical slogan, repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Her reply comes quick. I first heard from the boa at the gates, the one whose very name advertises aversion to work. I think he said it was Call Me Manana. This checks out. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs, raises her brow. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock? Come to plead for work where the union refuses to? Don't let her answer it herself. Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right? If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you, not yet, at least. And tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, is that he always puts the interest of his workers first. Really? Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, vicious goo where you and I have blood. If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No. A rapier. You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet now that you mention it, I can't stop measuring that black trickle just dripping down his double chin. He stops and smiles. It's nothing. He is the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with the men like him for a living. If there's anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, there are two of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office they're embezzled God knows how much of their work dues. What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? The Brothers Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. She adjusts her hair. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed into, how do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, Lieutenant says succinctly. The Brothers are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer. She nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. She turns to you. And your opinion, detective? If I may ask, I'm curious and talk to the person you see, she explains. Would you say that Brothers Union is a giant leech sucking the life out of Rabbit Troll? Indeed, and a hungry one, she nods. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed leech, still leech always hungers. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections? I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous woman of the Union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. The forewoman. Her name. This forewoman. Her name? Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or a given name, and I don't even have access to the union files. Some kind of extortion, probably? Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of this presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic. Of course, she passes the thermal cup between her gloved hands. How else can I help? Thank you. Alrighty. For now, guys, I'm gonna have to end the episode here because I'm running out of time. And right now, I think the only way we can get to the harbor gates is through Measurehead. And yeah, I don't think there's any other way I can get through unless there is. But for now, I'm gonna end the episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you have questions. Until then, I'll catch you later in the next episode. See you there.